are fields of energy, and within a field of energy, within a field of energy. When we understand that that's what's happening, quantum biologically, quantum physics, then we can begin to work with it.
Right.
We've all heard of the law of attraction. I use a different term. I use the law of co-creation. Because I feel like the law of attraction is a bit too passive. It doesn't really have ownership of what we're transmitting. It's kind of backwards in a way, because what we transmit determines what we co-create.
Right. So with a co-creation, it kind of signifies more of perhaps a balance.
It's ownership, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I would like to go back to the belly brain for just a moment. And what came to my mind was that people will often say, "Oh, I have a gut feeling about that." I really am following my intuition because of this feeling in my gut. But there may be some people who have those body sensations, and they follow it, but they may not feel that they are really deeply in tune with their intuition. What you're saying is that that is part of it, right? Our bodies are communicating in that way, but maybe someone wants to really access that internal information more clearly. So my question would be, what kind of suggestions could you give to someone as a first step to kind of start to open themselves in that way, to really start
Well,
to listen to that voice?
Okay, well, first of all, they're not going to listen to their belly brain first, because that's going to throw everything off. Their heart, number one, is the heart. The heart's transmission has to be brought into what I call the divine heart coherence frequency, which is, we have lots of words for it: love, joy, gratitude, compassion. It's sort of the mixture, and it equates to our divine essence. That's the frequency. And when I teach people how to do divine heart coherence, the first step is to practice feeling and expanding. And what they do, that automatically they begin to transmit that frequency out from their heart. And what I do is I teach them, and this is all in my book. And when and by the way, I'm actually working on a free giveaway of the Divine Heart Coherence Technique audio file. It's about 10-15 minutes. It's not done yet, but I've been working on the background music, which has certain elements that support expansion using solfeggio frequency tones. So the heart is the first step. And when we work through and I teach someone how to do this technique, I have them select an activator. And that activator is similar to, like on the old farms, they had the hand pumps. They had to pour water in to prime the pump before water would come out. So think of the activator as priming the pump. And what the activator is a personal experience. It can't be something that we haven't experienced. Oh, I'm going to imagine this. No, it's a personal experience in nature, and it has to be nature, because nature is neutral. Can't be a loved one, a boyfriend, a child, a dog, and four-legged family member or whatever. It has to be nature, because the rest of everything else has other interwoven components of guilt and blame and other things going on. Nature is neutral. So I have a person select something in nature where they've personally experienced. It could be a sunset, a sunrise, a waterfall, a forest, ocean, a lake, that when they were in this moment, in this spot, in that moment, they just couldn't help but smile because they were so filled with awe. And they began to sense the creation around them and how they're part of that somehow. And even in talking about that, they begin to feel expanded in their chest. So what I have them do is select something like that and then immerse themselves. They close their eyes, they focus on their heart. I have them even touch their heart. Because people up until now have been trained to think about meditation or connection through here, and that's tertiary. Its primary is here. So we start here, get them in touch with that. And as you said, there are physical clues. When we're in divine heart coherence, the love, joy, gratitude frequency, our chest expands. There's a lightening, an opening feeling. Our shoulders pull back automatically. Our breath slows. When we're in fear, everything pulls forward. It gets heavy and tight, physically uncomfortable right here. And there's a sinking feeling like going down an elevator. So when we are in coherence, they actually feel like they're lifting in an elevator. So same kind of feeling of lifting up. So when they start with the heart, and once the heart is in coherence, then we use the visualization tool of imagining that energy expanding and then flowing out into the center of everything. And from the center of everything, a beam of energy comes into the belly brain and fills it with that same frequency. So we get this flow going. And then another beam comes into the pineal, and another beam into the back between the shoulder blades, which then flows right back out. And what we're talking about is creating a toroidal flow. We already have toroidal flow. That's our natural state of energy movement. This is consciously engaging into that love, joy, gratitude frequency, as opposed to being in the toroidal flow of fear-based frequencies. When our belly brain also has clues, when we are in fear base, it's tight. And our back gets tight, our lumbar, because it's activating all of that in there. That's our whole thing about no support. So then when we get it flowing intake from the love, joy, gratitude frequency, the belly gets like a soft belly. It opens, it softens. And then that just continues to expand. Does that kind of help a little bit?
It does.
Explain.
It does. It brings great clarity to that. Really good description as well. Thank you so much.
I
And
would like to mention too that on the belly brain, as I said before, it creates all the same neurotransmitters. There's a particular family called benzodiazepines, and that has been by the pharmaceutical companies, that family or that grouping has been synthetically synthesized and created, and that's your Zoloft, that's your Xanax. So it creates a lot of different things in there, and that's why we have like, it was gut wrenching. We have these terms.
mm,
Oh, I have butterflies in my stomach. It's because different neurotransmitters, different hormones, different things are being activated and told to secrete. The belly brain actually controls a lot of what the brain of our head does. There's more. They've researched and tested this. There's more frequency dialogue going from the belly brain to the brain in your head than vice versa,
mm,
which is interesting.
that
So
is,
again, it's 1, 2, 3.
yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Candace, for all of that great information. And for anyone who's watching this and wants to contact Candace directly to learn more about quantum physics and biology and also about the work she does with her Empowered Whole Being radio show, you can contact her at empoweredwholebeing.com. Candace Stuart-Findlay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer. This is awesome what you're doing.
Well,
8 minutes of awesome.
yay, thank you.